We won't say much about it. Obviously, we want to talk about it when we get to Doom, but
yeah. Right, let's just get onto it then.
Yeah.
So we were just about done with the panel. This guy here was dead, pretty much.
Yeah, at 3 a.m.
I'd smashed like 3 Red Bulls, so I was off my tits.
Yeah. Actually, you got up to get your 3rd or 4th, I think.
And you was like, no, don't do it.
And I was just like smelling the Red Bull.
Yeah, I was making him smell him. I was like, go sniff the Red Bull. He was like, I'll throw up, mate.
Yeah.
And then we thought the panel was closing. He were getting up. He were getting ready to go to bed. It was like, right. I was like, what? I was thinking, what a waste of time.
Because initially we did want to talk about it as it were happening and just film and upload it, but it were like 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah, for us.
We didn't have any energy. We said we want to do it in the morning anyway, so this has worked out a bit better actually.
Yeah. So the biggest news of Comic-Con, without a doubt. Kevin Feige's like, do you want to hear us talk about the Avengers films? And everyone's like,
imagine if everyone went no.
And I was like, yeah. So there was like, all right, we need some people to direct these Avengers films. Yeah. And boom, what do you know it? The Russo brothers
walk out on stage. Yeah, and then they start obviously talking about how much they've sort of, they felt like they were done with Marvel after Endgame.
Yeah.
Which, again, I was fine with. I'm fine with new blood and having a different sort of change of pace.
But at the same time, 4 MCU films are 4 of the best MCU films.
So they've had like a fantastic run and they've never done a bad MCU film. Like outside,
they've never even done a mediocre MCU film.
Exactly.
Or just a good MCU film. They've all been great.
And obviously, we spoke about before who should direct the Avengers films now, with obviously them not coming back potentially. This was before obviously all this news. So, we had a couple ideas, but still, when we were picking, say, like our top 3 or top 5, the Russo brothers were in that list.
They were always there. And it was always number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And it's...
Yeah, so they're back. They're
directing both of them.
Both of them, yeah.
Stephen McFeely, I believe, is coming back to write both the films as well.
Yeah.
So that is one half of Max and McFeely, who wrote all of the Avengers films and the Captain America films with him as well.
Yeah.
So we've got 75% of that team back.
Yeah.
Minus 1 writer. Yeah. But I can live with that.
Again, there's no bad thing in having new blood and having something new brought to it. It might help spice it up a little bit, you know what I mean? But other than that, it's great to see all the behind the scenes guys, the directors and the writers, some of the writers coming back.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see. One thing I'll say is like when the thing I was worried about when they came back is like, oh, it's the Kang stuff still. And they were like, okay.
No, but let's talk about how they presented it.
Yeah.
They announced Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Like they'd never announced Secret Wars before.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay.
Okay, that was
and even, I think it was Joe Anthony Russo who went, I bet you weren't expecting that.
Yeah.
And he was like, and then...
Yeah.
But we need a film to lead up to Secret Wars because there's an integral character to do with Secret Wars. So we're doing a film before it. I'll let you...
Yeah, so obviously they showed the title for Secret Wars. It's got a cool logo. I quite like it.
I think
it's pretty nice. And now we've obviously got a title reveal and a logo reveal as well, and a character reveal.
Yep.
Of drumroll,
Avengers
Doomsday. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to be happy with this news because I think a lot of people were fed up with the Kang stuff. I've been on the side of even after Jonathan Majors was let go, I was like, look, they can maybe still revive this Kang story in a different way. But
it would have cost too much effort, and I really liked how they've pivoted away from it.
I'd love the pivot.
Yeah, I
would have been happy with the Kang stuff, but this pivot is...
I mean, Doctor Doom is more essential to Secret Wars anyway.
Yes.
So it makes more sense.
Which, a lot of people said it never made sense having Kang be the villain in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So...
I mean... I get it, they wanted to do something new, but still they went to, similar to the comic roots, but at the same time they've pivoted from the comic roots again. We have got Doom, but this is something completely different now, and we'll get onto that. So as the panel's unveiling, obviously you can watch it now, it's on YouTube.
Okay, good.
It was, we was like, because we didn't get to see the whole panel at all. We didn't get to see it all.
We was literally getting tweets and
sources.
Watching people watch it, and it's
and it was phenomenal. And when I heard Doomsday, I was like, oh,
and then we went, we need a casting.
Yeah, we need a casting, and it was like, we've got Doom, we've got someone as Doom.
They call him the best actor in the world.
Yeah, and then I just remember seeing it just added Jay as Doom.
Yeah,
as Doctor Doom, and I was like, they've brought him out on stage. He's in the robes. It was
so
intense.
Let's talk about Robert Downey Jr. as, because they introduced him as Victor Von Doom.
Yes.
They don't say it's a Tony Stark variant, because look, I think we need to think of this in different ways. Look, Chris Evans just came back as Human Torch. Sorry, spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. Chris Evans just came back as Human Torch.
Everyone in the world has seen. I think they're actually going to see the film a second time now for Deadpool and Wolverine. But again, sorry, spoilers.
Johnny Storm is not a Captain America variant.
No.
He's a Johnny Storm variant.
Yeah.
Who looks like Captain America.
Yeah.
So what's going to be the angle of Robert Downey Jr. being Doom? Is he going to be a Tony Stark variant that pivots into Doom? Or is he going to be just Victor Von Doom who looks like Tony Stark?
That is interesting.
We great questions for now, I'm sure.
There's still a lot of questions with this casting. It's fucking great that they've done this. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, because
we heard about it before.
Earlier this week, because we turned our phones off for Deadpool and Wolverine, because we didn't want any spoilers. No socials were on. That's why there's been barely any videos this week on the channel.
Yeah.
And we heard about this, I think, coming out of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I was like,
wow, this is nah. But
the more you think about it,
as we were sort of talking about it yesterday, and we were just starting to,
we held hands.
Yeah, we held hands in our brains as well.
Sorry, derailing you.
Yes, you are. So, with all that, it was when you think about it more and more, yes, it works. I like this idea. It's new, it's refreshing, it's different. It's the Russo brothers are coming out saying this and excited for it. This is something that they've got as an idea, and I'm 100% up for it. Despite the Russos having not such a great track record after Endgame, after their departure of the MCU.
But look at the track record before.
Yeah, exactly. So MCU. I still have a lot of confidence in them.
Look at the track record for stuff in between the MCU.
Yeah. So with the Doom stuff, anyways, it is interesting. Is it a Tony Stark variant?
Which I'd be okay with if it was.
It's just,
even though they did introduce him as Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, it's just, if it isn't, then how is the rest of the universe, the Marvel universe, perceive Victor Von Doom? What, does he just look like him? He's not the same guy. You know, he's literally a completely different guy.
Yeah, so, which is what it could be.
It could be, but I don't...
Because variants have been done in very different ways. Look, you look at all the Doctor Strange variants, they all look like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
But then again, you look at the Spider-Man variants, different. Loki variants, different. Deadpool variants.
I don't think it'll be a case of... I think this will just be a case of it's Tony Stark still... It's just he was born as Victor.
Yeah, I think that's the way to make it the most impactful.
Yeah, because if you have it as him as a completely fresh new character, and not be a variant of Tony, I don't see it really sort of working kind of thing.
Well, yeah, because then it's like, well, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
They've clearly, look, they've been working tooth and nail trying to get a good story now.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, they know some stuff won't working, and they are really on this redemption arc.
Yeah.
And it started this week.
I just think the one issue I have with this is that it again continues to mangle up the rules of the multiverse.
Yeah.
I need some ground rules, because so far it just feels like it's whatever it needs to be for the sake of it needing to be that. There's no real sort of rules. I like that Deadpool and Wolverine helps kind of pivot some of the rules, with spoilers, kind of. But again, it's they show that the X-Men universe is actually a completely separate universe, and that has its own time.
Yeah.
Sort of, separations and things. But then the Marvel universe is its own timeline, but then the X-Men universe is supposed to be a variant of that timeline kind of thing. It doesn't, which one is it? Is it different multiverses? Is it different variations of the same universe? Which one is it? Because it's kind of getting annoying that they've not really set a ground rules for this.
They aren't, but do you know what? I don't care, because if we get Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom,
I'm excited, yeah.
I'm excited.
It's just one of my, I guess you could say it's a nitpick, but it's a pretty big nitpick, to be honest. And, it's always in the back of my head of like, how does this even sort of function? I get it's multiverse, it's sci-fi, it's not really meant to make much sense, But if you're introducing time and multiverses and things like that, you have to really decide, is this, variance, or is this multiverse? Which one is it?
Do you know, and I think we discussed this as well. I think this Doctor Doom, this Victor Von Doom, is coming from the Fantastic Four universe.
Yeah.
I think
I
think it only makes sense.
Because Fantastic Four, as well, we've got to mention, isn't set, well, I think we might mention
Yeah, we mentioned it.
Isn't set in the Earth 199999 universe, or as Romans like to call it, 616. It's not 616, that's the comics.
I'll just call it whatever they tell me to call it. Cause...
No. Anyways, this isn't set in the same universe, Fantastic Four, and with Doctor Doom, obviously. I think you're right. I think he will appear. Doctor Doom will appear.
Well, yeah, and we find out that the Fantastic Four will be in both the Avengers films, so that kind of makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because if they were going to be in one, it'd be Secret Wars, but it's like, no, the Fantastic Four are going to be in both the Avengers films. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think Doom's got to come from their universe. Mm-hmm. It literally does Doctor Doom become, and the first search result, does Doctor Doom become Iron Man?
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
But yeah,
that's. I think that's probably going to be a wrap.
Yeah, a decent Comic-Con actually.
Until the end. I mean, at the end it became.
Yeah, at the end a
very good Comic-Con.
Well, it started off good with the Captain America stuff. We've got some great reveals there. I'm pretty sure it was great in person for the Thunderbolt stuff.
Absolutely,
the Fantastic Four stuff.
Yeah,
it's just it really got saved at the end though, with Russo brothers coming back.
Yeah,
and Robert Downey Jr.
Do you know what though? This is like we're the same. Marvel isn't dead. Marvel's had a couple of miss-hits.
Yeah,
they've had a couple of duds. Doesn't mean they're dead. But fucking hell, is Marvel back? Like, it has restored all of my confidence now going forward.
Now, this week is a great week to be a Marvel fan. Like I said, we'll know more when Captain America Brave New World comes out in February. But right now, I think Marvel fans are riding a high.
Yeah. Wow, wasn't that a great video? Would you agree, Kyle?
Yes, you should definitely give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed.
We are now late night TV talk show hosts who say subscribe to our channel after video because we are cool.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's kind of what we're doing, aren't we?
Mate, just commit to it.
Oh, no.
But don't commit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right, thanks for watching.
Yeah.